Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. From Rolling with Remix. Long ago, the land of Irion was a land of plenty, and many wanted to lay claim to its riches. When those who lived in Irion could no longer agree on who held what, civil war broke out across the entire realm, until the kobolds, in desperation to keep their kingdom afloat, summoned the dark and terrible Dragotha. The great dragon cared not for the alliances constantly made and broken across Irion, and razed many of its great cities to the ground, until a last desperate alliance finally slew the titanic worm. With no one in any shape to continue the fight, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. But tensions were still on the rise. 30 years later, a ragtag group of adventurers, who met at a harvest festival and joined forces to look for the missing mentor of one of their band, were hired by a mysterious old man to travel to the great city-states of Irion and perform acts of heroism that those in power would not approve of. But those same acts served to heighten tensions across the land, and the old man, secretly a scheming mind flayer, revealed that once more Irion had fallen into a great civil war. Now, with militaries and dark powers on the rise, our heroes gather their forces in hopes of saving what they can before Irion once more falls into ruin. Momo, the Aarakocra cleric.
You're my friend. You're my family. And I'll protect you at all costs.
Corellian, the kobold paladin.
I will not make the same mistakes again.
Malifane, the half-elf rogue.
I won't stand idle. Not while people's lives are at stake.
Oh, this should be fun.
Quintessa, the human fighter.
You shouldn't be surprised. Everyone is out for themselves in the end.
And Scam Likely, the goblin artificer.
There are three constants: death, taxes, and my ability to dodge both.
Unprepared though they might be, our heroes find themselves at the front lines of a great battle to save the fallen empires. Last time on Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires. Our heroes engaged in battle in the strange swamp realm they found themselves in, being dragged into the water by Senthajal's puppet soldiers and nearly drained of all life. But after dropping many fireballs, they were booted back into reality, where said fireballs landed on Senthajal's hut, setting it aflame. Scam and Momo worked desperately to put out the flames and salvage what they could from the hut, which, thankfully, included the Mortis Memoria flower. Rather than go through the swamp again, our heroes ritually casted Water Walk until they could cross the river to the east, which led them, unfortunately, into elven territory. It was then that they came up with the plan. Scam, Momo, and Corellian, still disguised as gnomes, could enter Astral, find out what they could, and ideally revive or take the body of Hespera. While Malifane and Quintessa, who were not disguised, would return to Battenrance Hall, Mortis Memoria in hand, and give it to Kelwyn, so that they could prepare the flower for whatever needed to be done to help Azalea. On watch that night, Corellian and Scam talked about deserving things, war and grief, and protecting people. And Corellian doing their best to protect people, but being unable to protect the two they really loved. Meanwhile, Quintessa and Malifane talked, and while Quintessa was willing to fight for Azalea to the bitter end, she wondered if it would be better for her to stay at Battenrance Hall, as, after all, she was out of practice making friends, and everyone around her seemed to dislike her by the minute. She opened up afterwards about Raeldrim, a Shadarkai who found Quintessa when she was starving on the streets, and raised her, but was not keen to have any questions from her about the way he did raise her. Raeldrim only took her in because her parents were out of the picture. Her father, a soldier, was missing, and her mother was deceased. But even with that, she was not ready to tell Malifane everything. After that conversation, and Malifane reassuring Quintessa it would be all right, they heard the snapping of twigs in the distance. Frightened at the thought that they could have been discovered, Malifane and Quintessa stayed up and hid through the night. But morning came without anyone coming for them, so our heroes thought they were in the clear. But as they moved further north, towards Astral, they were intercepted by an elven ambush led by Omarin that captured Quintessa and Malifane. The rest of the party, still disguised as gnomes, knew that the smartest path was to just let this happen and not raise too much of a fuss. So they backed away, leaving the two to be manacled and dragged into Ashran Alora, where they were thrown in prison without food, ready to be starved for a few days so that they could not lie their way through an interrogation. Skirting around the edge of Ashran Alora, our heroes found some elves ritually geasing a series of Oriad they had presumably captured, and, not wanting to cause any more trouble, moved around the site and made camp for the night, where they made plans to go back into Ashran Alora, break their friends out of jail, and get back to the great wife heist. How will our heroes manage to break into the prison? How will our heroes manage to break out of Ashran Alora? Will they even be able to do it with anything resembling Hespera's resurrection done? Find out on tonight's episode of Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires. Hello, and welcome to Rolling with Remix, the show where why does every single episode have to be like, no, your mic's not going to work today, your Discord's not going to work today. Hopefully this time it's wired correctly. Joining me as always, we've got my lovely cast of characters. We've got Atwis.
Happy June.
We've got Jojo.
Happy June.
We've got Queen.
Execute me, elves, for it is my kink!
And we've got Xander.
Happy May! Fuck! June! Shit!
And then, wait, hang on.
Oh, no.
There's a voicemail. Just give me a second. I'll listen to it and play it.
Hi, this is Scott, aka the reason you're here a day earlier. I can't quite come to the game for another 15 minutes, but if you'd like to leave your name, your number, the date and time of your call, and a cry for help, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Maybe not on that last one. Well, bye.
Scott will be here soon.
So all I have to do is cry for help and that'll summon him, right? Because...
Speaking of cries for help, when last
on War Crimes.
Last time on War Crimes, Malifane and Quintessa were captured by elves and taken into jail for war crimes. To which Momo, Corellian, and Scam, realizing, yeah, this is going to be a bad situation if we try to stop it, still disguised as gnomes, we're like, let's scoot around the edge of Ashran Alora, camp for the night, and figure out what the hell we're going to do in the morning. It is the morning. It is loud.
Jesus! I was gonna say
Jeez, hey, God, turn down the nature.
My bad!
Fuck, dude. Can't wake me up like that, it's not fair.
Beep, beep, this is your alarm clock. Enjoy nature, motherfucker!
Yeah. I did too much mescaline to deal with this. And that's how Scam wakes up every morning.
Yep.
So we're fucked.
Growling's probably already awake at this point, just staring into whatever embers are left of the fire we made last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucked is, yeah, definitely the most accurate term I can think of.
I mean, technically Malifane and Quintessa are more fucked than we are currently.
No, we're still... Yes, but we're going also to be fucked.
Oh, no, yeah,
How the
100%.
fuck are we gonna get them out of the situation?
Mama, wake up!
Momo.
Momo. Hey,
Yes,
buddy, come
yes,
on.
yes.
You're gonna be late for school. Come on, wake up, Momo.
went to school!
You're gonna be late for the war crimes trial. Well, actually, that's a good question. Do elves even have a trial?
No, Marin mentioned a trial
Hey, it's a good point.
yesterday.
Okay, so... Yeah, we can
Yes.
We're just deliberately talking over you because we're assholes. Please, go ahead.
If elves have trials since I grew up around
Make a history check.
them? Okay.
Generally speaking, elves have trials. When it is a matter of importance that could decide the fate of a war they are currently fighting, trials tend to be expedited. Did you do it? Yes or no? Why are you lying if you say no? And then execution.
I relay this info to them.
So wait, how do they execute people, like, typically? Like, what execution methods do these elves have?
I don't really remember.
Does that... fuck, do I know anything about that?
So, Momo, whatever you were learning about elven trials and you looked at, what's the death penalty? Arias was like, let's read something else!
You're too young for that, sweetie. We'll learn when you're older.
Do I know anything about elven fucking executions for war criminals?
Alright, Scab, let's see if your knowledge of the crime and punishment system from your own unique experiences does
I've
anything.
been skirting it
History
for
Phrase
check.
it like that.
What am I rolling? History?
History, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's... I don't know why I rolled with advantage, so that's a fucking 8.
Shrug.
Big shrug. Turn off the advantage roller, please. Okay. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Obviously, we're gonna go get them, obviously. I'm not advocating we leave them behind, even though Quintessa advocated we leave Momo behind. If nothing else, I think this is a really good learning opportunity for us to be like, we told you so, you suck, let's move on. You face consequences for your actions, let's go. You know, it's like, okay, timeout. This is like a really intense timeout for them. Yes,
You
Momo.
must have had a very strange upbringing.
I was mostly self-raised.
Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, Momo, yes?
Nothing. He
Okay.
kind of puts on like a fake smile, like.
Yeah.
Why are you making that terrifying grimace, Momo?
Is that obvious?
Oh, it's like painted on your face, just like
Honestly,
I'm
kind of
uncomfortable.
mood. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel that all the time, but it's just creepy to look at from another perspective. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Okay, we got to go to Astral Laura. We can't tell any lies, obviously. I mean, even if I told a lie, I have spells that I can disguise myself anyway. But I don't want to have to use that unless, oops, I accidentally told a lie. Last resort, gotta keep myself disguised. So, for the sake of being honest and skirting the truth, we're going to enter Astral Laura. We're going to try to get as much information as we can without seeming suspicious. If we ask, hey, you know, we can be like, well, no, as a matter of fact, we were traveling with these people who were arrested apparently as war criminals. Hey, what's going on with that? And they're like, why do you care? Why are you traveling with them? We can tell them, oh, they were doing this mission on the swamps. They didn't want to go by themselves. And we've traveled through the area before, so they thought we'd be useful to kind of like help get them there. You know, not technically lying. If they'd be like, why are you interested in the execution and / trial thing? We can be like, well, to be honest, I mean...
I've never seen an elven trial before.
I've never seen an elven trial before, exactly. Like, I am genuinely interested in, like, seeing what their death sentence is gonna be. Like, I kind of want to know that part.
Yeah, don't act too excited.
I am...
Anyway, we have
on.
at least a few... Well, who knows if what Omarin was said was accurate, but he did mention that they will be left... Well... they'll at least have something, so it's not like they're going to be murdered right away.
No,
yeah?
They're going to get a trial, you know.
Or at least, like Momo mentioned, interrogated.
Yeah, here's what I'm thinking. By the way, I see this going 3 possible ways. Way number 1, we get into Astral Laura. They are interrogated in prison. They reveal our covers. They blow us, and then we're all fucked. That's number 1. I hope that doesn't happen. Number 2, we try to break them out of prison. I don't see that going well either necessarily, because one, I don't have the time to research the blueprints of an elven prison, let alone study whatever magical wards they may place it under. And you know I can plan a heist. I can plan a heist, but that takes some effort, some extensive effort,
Time that we don't really
and
have.
time that we don't have. Exactly, Momo. So I don't feel confident. I have a third alternative that is probably the most controversial and the most dangerous, but I also think it is probably the most viable until we can get more information when we get to Astral Laura. I want to emphasize that I don't think that this is necessarily the best option, but if we can get better information, we can probably plan a different one that's going to be more feasible.
Is this along the lines of the last two plans that you had that
So
people weren't exactly too keen on?
Funny you mentioned that, Corellian. Let me tell you how this is going to work.
Oh, God.
I already have a
Option three, like I've prefaced, is not... We need to find out more information before we seriously consider it, but I want to put it on the table.
Okay.
Okay? This is acting under the assumption that they are executed in a fashion that keeps the bodies largely intact, you know, and also retrievable by us. They are executed, we get the bodies, we fuck off. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can, like, magically preserve their corpses. Momo, you have that spell, I imagine, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. So cool. If failing that, you can also raise the dead. So I know that has like less of a time limit on it. Great. We bring the bodies back to Baton Rance, and then we bring them, and then we revive them. That is I think that is not our last option, but that is definitely a few steps before the last option. The last option is always blow stuff up, run like hell, kill a bunch of people, and try to leave. You know, it's like that's the worst case scenario. Last option on the list. Blow up the prison, get them run, and hopefully we survive long enough to cross an international border.
How many people can you make fly again? Scan just.
Let me check actually. I think I can only do. Yeah, it's only one person. Well, actually, no. I can actually technically make two people do it now. But even so, I mean, between you and me, that would be good because then Momo can fly by themselves. But I could also cast it on Quintessa and Malifane. So I'm able to do that, and I'm going to prepare that spell today. But I'm just saying, it is possible, we need to find out more information, that the easiest way to get them out of here is by letting them get executed.
Alright, so it's on the table. That is, as you said, a last resort. We need to find out more, see if anything else would be feasible.
I just don't feel comfortable busting into an elvish prison I know nothing about in an elven capital. You know, like it is. There's
With
a
the majority
lot.
of the she's and they there, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's very hinky.
That interesting adjective.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What if their bodies in morgue as your wife's, Chloe?
I
Can't imagine why they would be, but what if they are?
Well, I mean, Hespero's father was a lord. I can't remember. We didn't really talk about things like that, but I'm sure there would be private. Maybe I don't.
I don't think that war criminals would receive that same treatment. Just to be fair. By the way, here's another suggestion for like, hey, let's say that I don't know, the elves got a guillotine or something. I don't know what elves. We need to find out how they kill people for like war crimes. But say they have a guillotine, right? As that blade's falling, I can shrink that blade and make it smaller, so it'll probably not cut off their heads. It'll just maybe like leave a nice little gash and maybe clip into their spine a little bit. So like we have to weigh what's a better situation: Malifane to be dead or Malifane to live the rest of his life in a wheelchair. I'll let you think about that. We can weigh the options there, but like just something to consider as another like idea for a plan.
Yeah, you have a real talent for going to extremes there, Scam.
life is black and white for me. There's only extremes and stupid ideas.
I can do that. The other thing, you did mention, Scam, that you would be willing to look into maybe where Despero would be.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what I was told concerning her death. There's no guarantee that she is here. Presumably, her body would have been recovered by her family, but ultimately, there was no backlash against Murdeal, so it's anyone's guess.
Yeah.
Alex, what spell would I need to cast to locate Hesper's body? Would locate object work?
So the fact about corpses is they count as objects and not people.
Yes, they do.
But are you familiar with Hespera's body?
I am not. Understandable.
Okay. By the way, I can prepare... I'm preparing my spells, just gonna get some things on the table just to plan things out. I will prepare Revivify, even though, Momo, you have that spell as well, just to keep it on hold in case we do need it immediately in a pinch.
I have it too.
Yeah. So we should all have that on reserve, ready to go. I will prepare Fly, because it would be useful to maybe have. Now, in terms of... I don't know, do we think it's possible that we might get into some shit today?
Of course.
Hopefully not, but at the end of the day, we are in a bit of a tenuous disguise. So.
I do have a spell that allows people to take a short rest in 10 minutes.
What?
Yeah, it's called Catnap. It's a good spell. Basically, I cast it. You fall unconscious for 10 minutes, and at the end, you get the benefits of a short rest. Not a long rest, but a short rest. But it's a nice, quick way to buff ourselves up in case anything goes wrong. Alternatively, it might be a good way that if we are able to rescue Malif and Quintessa and they're very rough, we can maybe find shelter for 10 minutes so we can allow them to recoup before we try to make an escape. But again, I'm not feeling confident that we would be able to escape with an entire city of elves and the Shisentei bearing down on us.
Right, information first. That's our primary objective for today, and hopefully we have a bit more than a day, but if not, we have, I guess, a collateral plan.
Yeah, by the way, I also made some modifications to Jibidi overnight, just so that Jibidi's not recognized. I'd like you all to meet, I was going to call it Jibidi 4.0, but no, that's not technically true to Jibidi's nature. I'm instead going to call this model the iJibidi. I don't know why. Or I think I might call it, I'm just going to call this one Fraud. Fraudy the Fraud. I don't know, the names are, don't judge me like that, the names are good around. Anyway, Scam pulls out the new Jibidi model, which is basically like a Microsoft Clippy, but a saxophone with just eyes and hands.
No.
He hasn't tasted blood yet.
Hasn't tasted blood yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, question 1. Why not just go with the regular, version naming of version 3A or 3.1
Fraudy the Fraud.
Something like...
Don't, it's Fraudy the Fraud. I am committing to Fraudy the Fraud.
What? Yeah, I'm sure you commit lots of that, but why the musical instrument?
Well, see, I had a dream a few years ago in a feverish haze after doing a lot of mescaline under a bridge near Port Damdar. That's not a place that exists, but it's one that I made up in my head just now. I thought it was real, but then I realized I was literally combining Damdar and Port Mirandu in my feverish haze of anyway. So I had this idea of creating a genre of music based off of my own name, but because I was so out of it, I couldn't say my full name, so I was trying to say, scam, but it only came out as ska. Anyway, I've been having some ideas about how I can make this a thing, so...
Out of character, Xander.
Xander, I'm gonna have to ask you to shut the fuck up and stop.
Okay, so
I'm gonna have to ask you to find the nearest door and exit.
every elf is now hostile.
What, they weren't already?
It's the everyone disliked that meme.
Everyone disliked that.
It's, anyway, ska. Anyway, so I'm just kind of listen, I don't know why I do things, I just do things as I feel like it.
Did you say Dendar or Demdor?
Yes.
That actually reminded me of something. If you are still willing to look into, or Hesper might be, part of the reason she ended up being killed was that her grandmother, apparently, and by extension, perhaps the rest of her family, were, Scarlet Snakes, you know, the band, the group that was trying to bring back the Night Serpent, Dendar.
Whoa, that's heavy stuff right there.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't think that Hespera was, but that figured that's something that everyone should know, or anyone who's going to be looking into that at least should know. Especially since the Scarlet Snakes are supposed to be wiped out by, members of the Shisente.
Yeah, I can look into that. I'll do some. I'll find some things out. By the way, so Momo, just to be keep everything just in line, I think you should prepare your Feign Death spell for sure, and your you don't need to prepare Raise Dead because that's we can prepare that again later if we Gentle Repose, Revivify like Corellian and I have.
I always have that prepared.
Good. Do you have any other spells you think might be useful for us to keep on reserve here, Corellian?
Freedom of movement, stone shape, and possibly melt into stone.
Okay, well, I have invisibility, so I'll have that on reserve as well. I have one more spell I can prepare for the damage. You think Catnap? I'll pick Catnap. That seems like a good one to have in case things get real squiggly.
Maybe Stone Shape. That seems like it would be the most...
it
would have the most wide amount of uses.
I'd recommend, prepare Stone Shape.
I already got it.
Okay, good.
I also have freedom of movement prepared. And
nice.
Yeah.
And we are gearing up. So did we still want to split up?
We'll split up once we're in the city. Like we'll secure lodgings, a place where we're staying as travelers. And then we can split up to walk around the city, and then get a feel for what's going on, and then reconvene back at our lodgings in a couple hours. I think that's a safe bet.
Okay. You still have one half the Sending Stone, and I have the other half. Actually, Momo, hold on to the other half the Sending Stone. Just in case something happens, you can also send to people should it be necessary.
Yeah, so... I got my signet ring on, I got my bag of holding, my special wand, we got Fraudy the Fraud, and yeah, I'm all, good to go.
I have to go by myself?
No, we're going together, and then once we find lodging, we'll figure it out. You're not gonna go on your own.
I'll be by myself, which is a far more terrifying prospect.
I'm sure you're up for it, yes?
Yeah, I'm doing a pretty good job at not telling any lies. I'm a pretty blunt, upfront guy, so I feel like I've got that in the bag. And also, I don't know how to put this lightly, so I'll just say it plainly. I'm also just really fucking forgettable as a gnome, so I mean, like... I don't have any false illusions that I'm gonna be like, and anyone's attentions are gonna be on me.
Sounds like your worst fear to be completely nondescript.
Are you kidding me? It allows me to get away with so much.
You mean you don't want people to remember you as scam likely?
Now hold on. There's a difference, Corellian, between business and business. We are in the territory where a little anonymity and forgettability are an what's the word I'm looking for here? They are a desirable feature.
Almost
in
an
this-
advantage.
Yeah, sure, advantage, that works, yeah. So,
Right.
ready to enter the city then?
No.
Probably
Well-
not, but let's go.
Yeah, let's go in.
All right. You finish putting away your camp, finish making your spell preparations, and step through the gates of Astral. Seeing as how you are disguised as just traveling gnomes, the guards really have no reason to hold you up for that long and wave you through. Meanwhile, for the sake of having Malefane and Quintessa have something to do in the first hour of gameplay,
Fine.
yeah. Morning comes, and the two of you are awakened by a clank, clank, clank of a metal cup banging against your cell bars. As you wake up, one of the guards is just kind of banging it against the bars, making sure that you get up right as you get the necessary amount of sleep and nothing more.
Oh, what a dick. Thanks. Appreciate it. That was a lie. I actually don't appreciate it.
Well, you're not in a gnome disguise, so you're good.
Let's see. Do I want to go about this? Is he listening in, or is he just kind of moving around now?
Let me double check what I have for the prison map right now.
Okay.
The prison map!
Come on, prison map, load. We don't need... There we go.
Why wouldn't there be one?
Your cell is at the end of a hall, so you have like a little bit before he turns around and goes back to his patrol, but you get the feeling that this is a stop in his patrol that requires him to stay here for just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, Tess, I've been thinking about something for a while now.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you're going to like this, and I even have even less of an idea if this will actually work.
Okay, well, so far I haven't really liked any of the plans that our team have come up with, so if you can make this good, it will be a fucking miracle. So go on.
I think we need to use this opportunity. We need to use this time as an opportunity to create a means of diplomacy with the elves.
And how do you intend on doing that?
Right. Okay. We're going to stand on trial for the Shis and Thay right now, obviously because of what we did for Ravanala. The tensions with the Ashran citizens and the Shis and Thay are not exactly the greatest, I will admit, especially considering Ravanala's in the astral plane. That means that we need to find a way to rekindle our alliance with them, or at the very least make them understand we don't mean them any harm. I think we need to find a way to get into the astral plane and save Ravanala for them.
That's very bold.
I know, but they don't exactly have a full-on leader right now. Or at least they do, but it's more of a stand-in. Look, Ravanala gave me that tip about my mother the first time we visited the city. I kind of feel as if I owe her a favor anyways.
As far as I'm concerned, the two of us did nothing to Ravanala.
No, we didn't, but... I mean...
If we tell the truth, then they must take it as the truth.
But
We
then
did
that
nothing.
means... But then that means they're going to focus their efforts on the rest of our party. I don't want that, Tessa. Do you?
No. Of course I don't, but... I want you safe.
I know. I want you safe too.
Look. I don't know how these trials work. I don't even know if they'll listen to us. if we can just, if not go into the astral plane, and just offering our services against the Oriad in general.
Would Malifane happen to know what any elven trials are like?
Make a history check.
History check. Okay.
Wow, your dad got up to some shit!
Yeah. He was a drow! Let's see, 19. DC is 20, unfortunately, to...
Can I roll for it?
Sure!
I'm a nerd, I read books.
You're a librarian,
You're
and there's
a
a collection of books about the races of Irion in the library.
Yeah. I just watched the documentary one day about elven trials. It's 9-minute person.
We have video in that. Okay.
Yeah, it's on demand.
Ooh.
Okay, so retcon! I take that back about fucking not knowing.
Quintessa! I guess you're one of those girls that really loves those true crime stories.
CSI, Astral and Laura.
God.
Alright, so, elves, because they have fairly regular access to magic, tend to have pretty simple trials. What they do is that they basically make the defendants wait without food so that they get exhausted and thus can't really lie effectively, cast Zone of Truth anyway,
Oh god!
use all sorts of divination spells to double-check evidence and testimony and whatnot, and if the defendant lies, then it really sucks for them. The times you've read about defendants lying to try and preserve their own skin, they got polymorphed into trees for all eternity. Yeah. The ones that told the truth were granted usually swift execution. Elves tried to make their methods of execution relatively painless, like immediate decapitation or other ways that would just, instantly kill you without pain. That
You know
said...
what? You know what? I'll give respect to them on that front.
That said, in times of war, when the elves don't have time to waste by sending all their divination spells towards holding trials, it's usually a lot of interrogation, typically painful if they cannot spare the time to starve people and Zone of Truth them so that they can't lie, and execution is just however the person on duty sees fit.
Okay.
And the person on duty... Oh... They're going to be in our eyes.
Alright,
They're in our eyes.
in our eyes. Well, here's the thing, Malifane, is that we're in the midst of war. They're not exactly having time to waste here. So if you want to convince them, try it, but I don't think they're going to waste time listening to us.
What other choice do we have? I mean, the only other alternative is seeing what happens with the other half of the party.
Assuming they'll come back for us.
And I know you don't exactly like cliches.
Well, we've been here one night. They'll probably keep us for, if not one night, then another 2 nights, then we hope for the best.
Right.
That conversation was long enough that I'm going to go ahead and say the guards moved on by now.
Yay.
Yay. Speaking of, about the rest of the party, you are now through the gates of Astral and Laura. You see what Malifane and Quintessa saw when they entered. The place now has a bunch of armed elves moving through it. Some wood elves, some high elves, a lot more people in guard and soldier armor than were here the last time you were in the city of the elves.
Scam will flag down, the nearest elf to the gates and just be like, excuse me, Sir Elf.
Can I help you?
Yeah, a couple of things real quick. We've just entered Astral and Laura. Where's the nearest lodging for travelers? We don't necessarily worry about something that's accustomed to our size. We can make anything work, just whatever's nearby and comfortable.
Of course. you've got a couple of options if you're looking for lodging. The ones that specifically... Actually, before I say anything, you're not members of the Emerald Enclave, are you?
I don't know what that is, so probably not.
That would be a no, then. In that case, the bars that are probably more bars/places of lodging, of course, that would be more up your alley, would be the Full Stag, the Busy U, and the Thankful Rose.
Oh, those all sound really nice and wonderful. Thank you very much for letting me know. Second thing, it's been a hot minute since I was last in Astral Laura. What's happening? Everyone seems pretty on edge, and weapons are everywhere. I'm, admittedly a little nervous. What's transpiring? What's befallen?
Well, the city was recently under attack by the Rockmen of the North. We only had a little bit of a guard that was thankfully able to push them back beforehand, with a few minor bumps in the road. And now that that's happened, we don't intend for it to happen again, so Lord Ebernon has returned from hunting early and much grumpier as a result of it, and is gathering all the forces possibly available to us to form an actual elven army.
Oh, well, that's very intense. Very... Well, thank you very much for your help and directions, good elf. Thank you.
Of course. Enjoy your stay.
Yes, thank you. Have a pleasant day. And as we're walking away, Scam just shrugs his shoulders and just go, does anybody else ever feel kind of tingly when they're talking to elves? And not in a healthy way?
No comment. Lord Ebernon, that is Hespera's father.
Oh. Nice. Okay. So we'll cycle back to that. So we got 3 places to choose from. I'm fine with whatever. I'll let dealer's choice. Go ahead and pick, and we can book rooms there. And yeah.
Thankful Rose.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that one.
All right.
Let's go.
So it's been a while since you've been to Ash and Alora. I'm reasonably sure the Thankful Rose was the bar you went to before.
It was the Misty Lavender.
It was the Misty Lavender. Okay, I lied.
Sorry. Sorry.
Thank you for keeping better notes than I do. All right.
They're there for everyone.
They're there for everyone, and I didn't read that far back. Okay. The Thankful Rose, true to its name, has a bunch of different rose decorations along the side of a... This is actually an oddity among Astral and Laura. It is a carved stone building, 2 stories, with several, vines, pots with roses of different colors. Red, obviously, but also yellow and white, hanging from windows and just, above door frames and whatnot. Thankful Rose is just kind of painted onto the side of the stonework.
Well, okay, nice. Let's book some rooms. Let's see how much they charge here. Let's go inside.
Cool. You step inside the Thankful Rose. The interior of the tavern is dirt with a couple of fenced-off areas where they have little gardens in the middle of the tavern, and a couple of chairs and tables set near the gardens, but not directly in them, so that, you can observe. A couple of butterflies flit to and fro between the flowers that are planted in here. There is still... No, wait, no, I lied. Based on the rules of how I build buildings in Astral and Laura, there is not a wooden bar. It is carved out of stone again, with a metal covering for the bar. And as you head up to it, there is a young female half-elf who waves at you. You ask for rooms, and I will double-check how much rooms cost.
Good. Gotta keep track of the bookkeeping, man. This is important.
Mm-hmm. Not 2D65, my god!
Yes. My kind of place.
Let's see. Currently, rooms go for 8 gold a night, and 1 should be able to fit all 3 of you. They
Oh,
are made
wonderful.
for bigger people, but there's 2 beds, and I'm sure you could share one.
Oh, wonderful. That sounds like a good time. Yes, I will happily pay for my group's lodgings for the evening. I'll slap on that gold. Thank you very kindly. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Chalana, actually. Let me write that down
Chalana.
for you.
Yeah, thanks, Chalana. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Trelana. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your hospitality. We just entered the city. Tell us, what's any interesting news going around at the moment?
News? Well, obviously, if you've been in the city, you've seen the massive amount of armed guards. They seem to have their own lodgings, though, which is fine by me. This is a pretty quiet place, and I'd love to keep it that way.
Well, I hear that. We were traveling in the company with some tall folk on the way here, but we had a run-in with some of these soldiers. Apparently, we were traveling with war criminals. It was off-putting. So we can see why everyone's on edge around here for sure.
Of course. I'm so sorry that you didn't realize. They're very sneaky, those war criminals.
They are so sneaky. They just can slip into places completely unnoticed. I mean, really.
Are they going to be put on trial or anything?
One would presume. Truth be told, I don't really keep up with the news on crime and punishment. It sends shivers down my spine.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I can only wish those poor souls a whatever mercy the gods can offer them in these trying times.
Of course.
Actually, we heard some talk of a Lord Ebernon, and I was kind of curious, something about him coming back.
Oh, yes. So, funny thing about Astral and Laura. As you've probably heard in history books, it was damaged fairly badly when the Great Dragon attacked, and we turned to the Dryads for help rebuilding our city. They agreed so long as we did not use wood in its construction. Among the first things that were built just to help organize things were noble houses of Astral and Laura. Typically, elf nobles don't stay here for very long, but the one that was built for the Scion clan now stands occupied. Palace Guard has been reinstated, and thank goodness some of those boys have jobs again, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. No, I hear that. Well, thank you so much for the lovely conversation. We haven't traveled far today, so we're not feeling too hungry from the road yet. But I can just say that whatever you have to offer here will be simply divine, and we look forward to partaking in your services as the day goes on.
Of course, I can only hope that you enjoy it just as much as you say you will.
Haha, I'm sure I will. I have low standards.
And Trelana waves you off and goes to attend to some other customers. Not like dismissive waves you off, just gives a quick thank you, goodbye wave.
Yeah, I turn back my partners. Okay, so we got some. I would normally say that a bunch of armed elves puts us under extra scrutiny, but we're a bunch of gnomes. We're small folk. To their eyes, harmless small folk. I don't think elvish eyes can go that far down without some disdain. So, I mean, we're probably going to get around here a lot easier since they're just moving about their business.
How much would it be reasonably said that I would know about Hespera's and Ebernon's home and estate?
History check with advantage, since Hespera was your wife.
Yeah, just slight advantage there.
Slight advantage there. Okay.
No way!
Believe it or not, you've been in there, actually. You got all sorts of dirty looks.
That's how I know Lord Ebernon fucking hates me.
Yep. You got all sorts of dirty looks, couple of muttered death threats under the breath of Lord Ebernon, couple of not muttered death threats, but you have been in there. The noble houses of Astral and Laura are not like huge palaces. They are multi-story, and they are paved with like white tile and very fancy looking white tile at that, compared to like the dirt, stone, and metal of most other buildings. I'm trying to look at the map, but Roll20 is deciding, no, you only get to see this one tiny portion of it. It's kind of decked out. It's kind of decked out like a temple, actually. Only it's a temple to how great elven nobles are, because you cannot get much bigger of an ego than an elven noble. The last time you were there were also a lot of guards. Like, a lot of guards. And an almost equal amount of guards that were just kind of on break in a separate guard room, ready in case something went down. Also, there was a second floor that was a shrine to members of the noble house who had since passed on. It was an upper shrine that went pretty high into the air, actually, despite from the outside it looks like it wouldn't go up that tall. And it was decorated kind of like an indoor garden, with a couple more guard rooms inside, because of course there would be guard rooms in a paranoid, egotistical elf's house.
Indeed. So I could go there.
I don't remember much, but here is what I do remember. Krellian says as they rattle off a lot of fucking sh- and they'll also do their best to maybe, like, give Scam, like, a brief, like, outline or draw, like, a brief outline of what they remember when it comes to layout.
Sure. Okay, so let's establish some hard lines that we should not cross in line of inquiry. Because I'm not going to lie. But for the sake of information, when it comes to me looking around that, do you want me to mention at all familiarity of having traveled with somebody who knew Hespera?
Well, it wouldn't be too unlikely. She was always somewhat of a wanderer, but I'm just concerned that any small thing would automatically put people on edge. I don't want to.
Sure. Well, okay, here's what I'll say. If I find myself in conversation with this lord or some other high household member by accident, I'm not going to seek that out, and I start getting questioned, I'll just be like, oh, I stopped by. I actually once traveled with somebody who knew Hespera, and I heard of the tragic fate that befell her, and I just want to say that you have my condolences, blah, 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 blah. Just make it seem like real casual, just like, oh, I heard something once. That way that people do that's so fucking annoying sometimes. It's like, oh, hey, my cousin Vinny said that he heard from his friend that his brother had told him that this person that you knew who is related to you is dead. So, hey, I'm sorry about that. So just kind of just be real about that part.
Yeah. Vividly. I vividly understand.
Live that a few times.
Well, yeah, I mean, in that case, it's the truth, and paying condolences in some way or another.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this, Scam.
Honestly, given the two things we're here to do, it's just probably the safest for me to cover while you guys are looking for information regarding what's going to happen today or tomorrow or whenever. So think of this as just like a hobby project for me. Plus,
I just don't want.
I've never stolen a corpse before, so I'm kind of intrigued by the multiple prospects we got going on here.
I just don't want anyone else to die because of me.
Hey, you know what? If I die, I die. You're not gonna let me fucking die, you hear me? Okay, if I die, you're bringing me back. Okay? But, like, if you can get a profit off my corpse, do that first, obviously.
Right, yeah, I'll, keep that in mind.
But the money will go back to me, just so we're clear. I can drop a contract, by the way, just so we have this in paper. Like, I will do that, just so we're clear. Now, you know what? Another time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
Bring
well,
it back.
okay. Yeah, Okay, so I'm gonna get up and walk around. You guys leave 20 minutes after I do. Go do your own thing, find your own things. If our paths cross, just wave, be friendly, but keep moving. If anyone, and I don't expect anyone to ask, but if anyone asks, we're just enjoying the scenery of Astral and Laura, looking around, seeing what's interesting, and we're just enjoying a reprieve from the war. Yeah?
Yeah. Sounds
Okay. Break! Scam puts his hand on the table, expecting everyone to put their hands in, but no one does. He goes, yeah, raises his hand and saunters out of the room.
Fraudy the Fraud puts his hand in way later, does it just for the spirit of it, and follows.
Makes a saxophone doot a little bit and then heads out. Oh, and because to keep on brand by the fact that Scam does have disadvantage on all of the stealth checks, even though this one's not dropping coins, every single step it takes makes a saxophone note. Yeah, every step Fraudy the Fraud takes. And every 15th step he does a little jazz slide to get a longer note out. So this is great. Anyway, I will leave and just start I'm gonna begin looking around, getting a feel for the city, and then just kind of seeing if I can naturally wind my way towards wherever this lord's establishment is, from what Corellian told me.
Cool. We'll get to you in a minute.
Yeah.
First off, Corellian and Momo, anything you want to talk about before heading out?
Momo's kind of just sitting there, clenching both of his arms, thinking about everything. Just look of existential, not fear or horror, but just dread. Just.
Carlene sort of leans on an elbow and sort of tilts their head a little bit to sort of get maybe eye contact with everything. What's going on?
He looks at the door, kind of leans aside to see if anyone's still there, walking under the door or whatever.
Let's go to our accommodations. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They
will do so.
Yeah.
Yep. You are now in your room. It's fairly well decorated. There's not a window in here, but other than that, it's got natural tavern amenities.
Carlene sits down on one of the beds, sort of pats the bit next to them, and then sort of pauses and then gestures to the bed across from them.
Momo goes to sit where Corellian gestured, and he, sinks into himself, just an aura of sort of guilt. Just, I didn't want to say anything in front of Scam or anything. I kind of just wanted to stop thinking about it, because not only is it a terrible thing to think, but it's I don't know. I don't want to feel this way, and I don't want to think this way, but I can't really help it, considering what all has happened recently.
What's on your mind, Momo?
I don't want to get them.
Carlene just very slowly nods.
Please tell me why I should be wrong! Please tell me why I shouldn't feel this way and that I should feel bad, because I do feel bad and I don't want to think this way! I don't want to feel this way, but something in my head just won't let me think otherwise!
Carlene just gently reaches a claw over and puts it on Momo's knee and sort of pats it a little. Momo, let me try to, I'm not best at this. I know I'm never going to be the best at this. What's up?
I know! I just...
Momo, look at me. Listen to me, please. I'm no Trevon, but I'll do my best, alright? when you look at me, what do you see? Who am I?
A friend, a family member, someone I would go to the farthest ends of the land for.
And do you see what you don't see? Well, that's kind of a shit-fucking way to say it, but what you don't see is every little ugly, vile, violent thought I've ever had. You don't see that, do you?
No.
No? Why would you? Because I don't tend to act on them. The thing that is important to remember, I believe at least, is that we are what we choose to do. We can feel things, and we can experience things, and we can have thoughts, but that's not who we are. It's the choice that you make. It's what you decide. It's the actions you take. It's alright to feel angry. It's alright to feel upset, to feel vindictive, to feel vengeant. It's normal.
It is.
It is. I bet you a lot of people have had some really, honestly, terrible thoughts. It's not just you, it's everyone. But what people see is what you do and what you say. You're not wrong for feeling something. You would perhaps be wrong for doing something. Does that make sense?
He nods his head slightly, just... Yeah, I think I understand. I would never, ever just abandon them. As much as they've hurt me.
Exactly.
I would never want to hurt them back.
Exactly. I hate to pull quotes, but I'm pretty sure that somebody else has told you maybe once or twice that it's about what you do. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do care about them. And I would never want to see them hurt.
I know. You're a pretty good guy, Momo.
I'm not sure. I've done some pretty bad things. But
Carlin sort of nods. Exactly. So, you think that maybe this will be alright?
Yeah. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. I thought I was a terrible person for thinking that. Just... Do you understand where I'm coming from, at least?
Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, Momo.
Thank you. That makes me feel worlds better. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm a very angry person, Momo, but it's about what we do and what we say, and not about how we feel necessarily. It'll be alright, and we'll figure this out, and we'll get it sorted, and they'll be back, and we'll be back to our, sniping at each other in silly ways, and we'll be fine.
Okay. If you say so.
Hopefully. Let's
go.
go.
Sure it does.
All right.
I didn't ask for this.
Too bad.
None of us did!
Yeah. I'm assuming that for when your next scene comes up, you're heading towards where you think the prison is?
Yes, sir.
Cool. We'll get to that later. In the meantime, back to Scam.
Lovely day out. Nice to see you. Hey, like the dress. Have a good day. Fucking elves. Excuse me. You there, boy?
Yes, sir! You shouldn't have specified boy, motherfucker!
Oh, jeez, look at you. I'm doing a bit of a walking tour of the city right now. Is there a cemetery? Do elves bury their dead here, or?
Normally we do more eco-sustainable methods, like, turn them into fertilizer, cremation, if that's what they want.
What's your name there, friend?
My name is... And then you hear this ungodly screech come from his mouth.
Can you write that down, please?
No!
Let's read the notes, Alex.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. It's all good. Cool. So eco-sustainable. So wait, where do people usually bury their dead?
Well, there's a cemetery a couple miles outside of town, towards the eastern end of the city.
And like the common folk and the nobility like share the same plot?
Oh God, no! Yeah, nobles do whatever the fuck they want with their dead.
No, that makes sense. Fucking nobles, am I right?
I probably shouldn't say it or I'll be executed.
Yeah, well, fuck. All right, have a good day. I get the fuck out of there as quickly as I can.
You flee from the mutant child.
Why?
You look behind. Was that child ever really there?
Jabidi, why is my nose bleeding? Jabidi, what's happening? I feel a hemorrhage. Do you smell toast? Oh, a toast stand. Okay, that's good.
Fresh toast over here! Get your fresh toast!
Ah, hey, buddy. I thought I was having a stroke, so you're a great relief. Oh, what a time. Help. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find a specific estate.
Alright. It's not too hard to find the estates. They stand out from the rest of the buildings. And the Scion estate is the one you would guess that has the most guards outside, including 2 right in front of the front door.
I wave.
The guards do not wave back.
Consider it. Say, excuse me, elves, is this wouldn't happen to be the home of Lord Ibranon? Is I'm saying that correctly?
Ibranon.
Ibranon. Thank you so much for correcting me. My apologies. I'm new to the city. I'm doing a little walking tour. I'm just kind of seeing all the sights. I've heard a lot of really cool things about this house. It is beautiful. So just kind of like, is it okay for me to admire from afar, or am I gonna have to keep moving on?
Tourists aren't allowed inside.
Of course, not inside. I would not ask. Does Scamp see anybody like moving around the
doors are closed.
Area? Cool.
The doors into the place are closed. Mostly, it's just a bunch of wood elves with some very nasty-looking swords, like serrated scimitar blades and whatnot, are milling about, having conversations in the middle of the street outside some of these noble houses, contrasting the pretty well and pretty fancily decorated guards at the front doors of the Ibernon estate.
Well, it's a beautiful home. I will observe respectfully from afar. Okay. Shit, nobody's home. I don't suppose Scamley does like 5 steps, but then turns around. I don't suppose though that there's anyone at home who would be accepting audience. I'm not asking for tourism. I'm just simply looking around because, me and my compatriots have come here, seeking a little refuge from the troubles outside the walls. And I've heard that Lord Ibranon and his family are very high up in here, and as a concerned person passing through these parts, I would be honored to get the chance, of course, to speak with their family, but if that's not possible, I completely understand.
You don't look like a mercenary or soldier on the list to me.
I am neither. I am just a humble individual of the small folk passing through who just wishes to hear from such a well-learned and wise elf such as Lord Ebernon and his family to abate my concerns. Again, I would hate to impose, but if that's not possible, I will happily move on.
Be on your way.
I will. Thank you very kindly, good sir. Fuck. Walk away. I kind of like find a nice little secluded spot with Jabidi, and I'm like, all right, Fraudy the Fraud, listen up. We got a plan here. We do. Do I have the sending stone or no?
Yeah, you have
okay,
one,
cool.
and Momo
Yeah.
has the other.
Momo's got the
Just
other.
making sure. Just making sure. Cool. Okay. So, Friday the Fraud, I don't want to use the sending stone yet because I don't want to have to spend its usage for today. Got to save it for emergencies. But now I gotta think. Do I want to spend spell slots to kind of look around? This is the question. If I make myself invisible, and if I make myself fly and make myself invisible, I can fly up, hopefully up by the windows and get a look around, and I can see what's going on over there. But that might be troublesome. Who knows? Maybe the elves can see through invisibility. Fraudy the Fraud, you always know what to say. I would like to keep a large berth of the safe. I want to walk around to see if I can find any kind of private cemetery of the house or anything.
Okay. You take a look around the estate, keeping a wide berth, and it looks like most of it is inside. They don't have a whole lot of decorations outside other than just banners written in Elvish.
Okay. Oh boy, what do I do? You there, young lady?
Yeah, you turn and you think you see the abomination child at the corner of your eyes, but instead, no, there is an actual young elf who walks over, kneels down to get a better talking point. It's like, yes, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm so sorry to impose on you. I'm new to the city, and I'm moving through to get a look around. I was passing by Lord Ebenon's home. I'm as a small folk passing through this war-torn region, I have to admit, I've got many anxieties from a lot of things that are going on right now, and I just really don't know who to talk to. I would love to be able to speak with any of these, high-ranking government officials to express my concerns and just get to hear some news. I don't know how to go about doing that. Do you know anything that might help me? I'm really scared, not gonna lie.
Unfortunately, Lord Ebenon is a very busy man, currently very focused on military matters right now, defense of the city.
Gotta keep the city safe.
Yeah. And I hear apparently he's calling for even more guards than previously thought. There was some incident involving kobolds, from what the rumors are saying.
What happened with the kobolds?
I mean, from what I heard, a couple of them were in the forest around the city looking for dragon eggs of some kind.
Interesting. That's a very interesting rumor. Where did you hear it?
Oh, from the local taverns. Oh God, which one was it? The Busty U, I believe.
The Busty U. Okay, well, Scam is gonna try to not smirk. Okay, well, that's a very unique. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I do feel a little better. Lord Ebernon's his estate is massive. Yeah, wow, I never thought I'd see a building that large for a private home in all of my life.
Yes, well, he does have quite the amount of resources in order to build something like that.
Indeed. I'm so sorry to just assume that you know things, but you're a local, yeah?
I am, yes.
Oh, the name Lord Ebenon was really familiar to me, and I couldn't think of it why. But then I heard a little bit more. Lord Ebenon, he had a daughter named Hespera, didn't he?
Aye, that he did. There was a whole romantic tryst of hers she ran off with, believe it or not, some kobolds. I guess we're circling back to that part of conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, how does... I'm not exactly super good on the race relations of Astral and Laura, so, is that a bad thing, or is that just one of those, oh, well, she's a crazy youth? I don't know.
It was a phase of some kind. It was going to pass,
gotcha.
but, well, that was cut rather short.
Yes. No, I had traveled with somebody who had met Hespera, and I heard about it. So real tragedy. I would love to extend my condolences, but hey, everyone's busy. Totally fair. What happened to her? Do you know?
Uh, she was killed by someone or other for hanging around the monster.
Scam's gonna hold his tongue when this lady calls Trillian a monster. Is that right? Okay. And real shame she got bumped off. I assume that she was buried with her family, tending her careful grave, gesturing towards the house, but subtly phrasing it as a question.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Once they recovered the body, they put her with the rest of the family in the crypt up there.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that they, interestingly enough, bury their family members on the second floor. That's really interesting.
I mean, you put it that way, yes. Maybe bury's not the best word since they're not in the ground, but they are.
Oh,
they're. I mean, obviously they're not in the ground. They're on a higher floor.
They're on the second floor. Yeah,
yes,
that would be
yes.
really impressive. But
it would be impressive. I don't think we've managed a way to do that yet.
Understood. Well, thank you so much for your conversation. I feel a lot better. You're a real sweetheart. And
thank you.
You have a lovely day there, miss.
You as well, sir.
Scam walks over and just goes, fucking racist, fucking piece of shit, call my friend a monster, piece of fucking bitch. I just, walk away. And, God, I hate this city, I hate this city. Okay. Alright, Jabidi, it's you and me. Time to maybe do something drastic. Scam drums his fingers together, just do I want to do this now? Do I want to do this now? Yeah. Okay, here's what's gonna happen next. I am gonna cast Fly on myself. Oh wait, hold on. Redact.
Fly and invisibility are both concentration.
Are both concentration spells, so I can't do that. So instead what's gonna happen is neither of those spells are gonna be cast. Especially because I have shit for stealth. And I'm like, damn it, okay, fuck, shit, okay. Okay, I found some things out. I found out where she's, but that's a good start, Scam. Don't get ahead of yourself, Scam. Don't burn the house down, Scam. I'm good. I'm cool.
How long has Scam been alone?
I'm an ocean of calm in the forest.
For a while, is the answer.
Okay. I found some things out. Now I might as well cover some of the ground. You there, good sir.
All right.
Yeah.
And one of the Wood Elves mercenaries, the one who was messing around with a serrated scimitar, looks over in your direction, doesn't bother moving your way. Yeah.
Hi. I was hoping that I could consult with you for a second. Do you have any information about? Did you hear about something about war criminals coming through this area?
He shrugs.
I was traveling with some assholes out in the forest, and they were apparently war criminals. Weird, I know.
Sucks.
I'm just kind of interested. Yeah, I know. I'm really kind of interested in following that up details because I want to find out more. Because it's not every day you travel with a war criminal. Am I right, fellas?
Mercenaries stare in silence.
Yeah. Anyway, so where's the prison around here?
The mercenary looks over to one of his fellows, whispers something in Elvish. They chuckle. He turns back and gives you directions. I won't say specific directions because that's not particularly important. But then says, you know what? Go ahead and say you want to go talk to him. It'll be fun.
Oh, I don't want to talk to them. I'm just curious about following this up. But thank you very much. I'll take that to heart. Man, wait, by the way, have I know that war crimes are a really heavy fucking thing to be punished for all Irion over. I assume there's gonna be an execution, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
One
man.
of them grumbles
Okay,
they could have hired me. Yeah, but they didn't, did they?
that's fucked up. They should have hired you. You look like you're capable of killing people.
The elf in question looks very capable of killing people. This is a brawny motherfucking elf.
Yeah, no, you look like you could really just go to town on the motherfucker. Respect. Oh man, that's bullshit. You know, I gotta say, I'm in like the need for some entertainment. Are these executions public or are they like private? Because I don't know, government processes.
They generally keep them private.
Damn. Okay, you know, a fella can hope. Well, it's what it is. You two have a great day. Hey, I hope you get to kill somebody later, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother, hell yeah. Okay, bye. Get me the fuck out of this city. I walk away.
All right. Meanwhile,
okay,
speaking
cool.
of...
I think Scam's reconnaissance is done for now, so he's gonna go back to the tavern and have a drink.
Cool. Meanwhile, speaking of the prison, Momo and Corellian, you've been here before. You know roughly where the prison is. And you head over towards it. There are a couple of guards patrolling outside what looks to be a pretty terrible looking, just sheet metal building.
Alright. What do you do?
Honestly, no idea, but I might wing it. Is that alright? I said I might wing it. Is that alright?
But then, yeah, sure.
I can't believe Momo just experienced a microaggression.
Welcome to Irion, baby.
Like an Astral, baby.
Basically. Alright, in that case, if there is a front door or any guards, Corellian would approach.
Alright. You head up towards the front door of the prison. There are guards up there who look as you approach. As you get close, they hold up hands to stop you.
Stop immediately.
Yeah.
Hello, terribly sorry, don't mean to impose, but I was wondering if there was someone we could talk to about prisoners?
You're talking to me right now.
Very understandable. Okay, in that case, perfect, excellent. So, we actually were in the very unfortunate position of traveling unknowingly with said prisoners. Is there any way that we could follow up on that, or something? We're really concerned.
The guard raises an eyebrow. Were you made aware that these are war criminals?
Yes, actually, and that's why we're so concerned.
And you want to follow up and talk to them?
No, not talk to them. Talk to someone who's in charge.
Now, why would you be so concerned with what criminals against the state of Astral are doing?
Because, frankly, I'm a little disturbed about the entire affair and state of things. It's kind of upsetting that we were traveling with them.
He says, grumbling, and I'm gonna go ahead and have him make an insight check to see how much of this bullshit he buys, because it looks like he's not buying a lot, but we'll see if he buys just enough.
Totally fair.
Totally fair.
Concern is one thing, but you can trust that the state is handling it. This isn't a place for tourists. Move along.
Understandable. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm not super familiar. How does the state handle these things?
Alright, so as soon as you ask that question, the guard's eyes narrow again. The state handles these things.
Right, I am relieved to hear that. This is in good hands, of course. Krellian sort of does a little wave and heads off.
All
As
right.
soon as we get out of earshot. Wow, that could have gone better.
As you start heading out of earshot, the guard turns to another guard standing beside him and whispers something in Elvish.
I understand Elvish.
Momo, you hear him say, "Raise the prison."
Raised?
The other guard nods and walks inside, and a minute or so later, you hear a chunk, and the building starts shaking, and then lifting off the ground as metallic legs unfold from underneath it, stomping on the ground. Boom! Boom! And pushing slowly up into the air, hoisting the prison building about 50 feet off the ground. Malphane and Quintessa, you definitely feel this.
It's Hell's Moving Castle, mate. Hell's Moving
fuck
Prison.
me. I am impressed. Damn, that is certainly handled. Wow.
I'll say from 50 feet up in the air, your window would theoretically have a vantage point to look down at the gnomes that are Corellian and Momo.
Yeah. A peek. What the fuck is happening?
So it's a little too bright for Krellian to make out the fact that you're up there, but you definitely see a gnome sort of like shading their eyes and squinting upward.
Fudge. Okay.
Wow. Fuck me. Wow. Alright. Yeah, impressive. That definitely a word for it, and Krellian sort of like continues to make some distance, and once we're out of, earshot of anyone, I sort of turn to Momo and just, holy fuck.
Momo looks to Corellian. Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So
Malphane's just like, holy fuck. No comment from Quintessa.
So that's what they meant when they said raise prison.
Is that what they said?
That's exactly what they said. Oh, by the way, I can understand Elvish if you didn't know.
Well, I mean, no, I knew that. You and Arias and being raised by an elephant. Yeah, you've mentioned it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that, definitely, complicates things. How large is the entire prison building?
Give me a second to look at the map.
Roger that.
It is not particularly big. The legs holding it up look stable enough, but come on, load, you monstrous behemoth.
Yeah, you tell him, Alex.
But you'd wager it's, not particularly big. Elves don't keep prisoners for that long. About 100 feet across. 100 feet across on two sides. It's not a square, it's kind of like a curve instead.
Right.
Let me draw it
once-
terribly.
Excellent, perfect, thank you.
Good Alex art.
That's the rough shape.
I
10
can't regrouping
out of
rising.
fucking 10. Once the building was raised, was there an obvious ingress point that is different from, the regular front?
Once the building is raised, you can see there are a couple of, balconies and doorways where something probably connects once it's on the ground. And on the underside, which I'm going to go ahead and say you can see even in the sunlight because you'd be in the shade in order to see that, there was a second floor to the prison with a trap door underneath it.
Wow, that is yeah, as I said, certainly impressive. So let's go take some other looks around. I mean, we are in Astral, might just want to make the best of it, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the prison itself.
Oh, you're too kind.
So the entire thing just lifted up into the air. And you have no comments on that beyond holy fuck?
I mean, would you?
Yeah.
Would you have more comments than just being like, holy fuck?
I mean, listen, I'm an anthropologist. I'm not an architect. I don't know what exactly to say about this.
Okay.
That's completely
Now
understandable.
I know about legs, but when buildings have legs, I don't know
That's
anything
not
about
right.
that. That's not right.
That's incorrect, building!
I guess when I saw Corellian and Momo down below, or rather two gnomes, that look suspiciously like disguised Corellian and Momo that we've seen before, I just can't help but comment, well, they're here, so I guess that's something to go by. That's a little bit of hope.
Right, but
Right?
willing to understand. We're up in the sky right now.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure what to say about that, other than...
The
Again.
prison has legs. Do you realize how exciting this is? I've never heard of this before.
You know what, you would be excited by
I will, with my ink tattoo thing, I will make the shape of just this gaunchy little prison with these weird little legs on them, just to keep the imagery in mind.
Oh, hey, you still have that. Nice.
No, it hasn't gone away. The point being,
Yeah,
does the prison have legs?
the tattoo, they can't really take away from you, so it's still there.
Oh, that makes sense. That's fair.
Good to know. Well, transporting the prison? Or is it just like on a platform or something? I don't know. But this is fun.
Any particular... I'm assuming this is like a mechanism sort of thing. Would either of us know how, like, anything about what the fuck is going on here?
Do I look
Straight
like a fucking
intelligence checks.
Yeah, why not?
Alright, whatever.
Intelligence. Normal intelligence.
Alright.
Yeah!
Hey!
Hey!
Nice.
While the exact mechanism is, like, not within your purview, there's a lot of clockwork and mechanical devices around Astral to substitute for the fact that they cannot use any wood in building things. Theoretically, this could be just one massive clockwork project they put together to, like, keep the prison off the ground just in case of emergencies.
I shall call it Elves Moving Prison. What an original concept and name that is, right?
Where'd you come up with something like that?
Scam.
I thought of it with my mind.
You know what? That's quite impressive. You have some really creative ideas there, Quinn.
That sounded very sarcastic.
No, I'm serious. You have a really nice... You're quite a genius.
Mm-hmm. It's almost as if my intelligence went up to the maximum it can go.
Now you are smirked.
Can you hear Goliath from down below or anything?
Yeah. You hear, bang, bang, give me second, this hard to climb leg. Bang, 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 bang.
Well, I guess we just wait then.
Actually. You there! I don't suppose you have any way to get up here, can you?
Who are you yelling down to?
Just because I can, just for fun, the Goliath.
Bang, bang, bang! The bangs of the Goliath climbing up the mechanical legs are getting closer.
Maybe we'll get out of here soon enough.
I
wouldn't
can't
come-
believe You metagamed out of prison.
Not yet, he hasn't.
Yes, we haven't. No.
Yeah. A couple minutes later, you see an angry Goliath stomp up to the cell bar doors, stare at you, hold up a fist. I cast fist, and punch the air, and you feel the force of his fist smack you in the face, Quintessa.
Oh no! Then again, maybe not.
I multi less into wisdom.
That was pretty hot.
That's impressive. Can you? I don't suppose you can break this, can you?
Yes, and the Goliath walks off.
Break him.
Okay. Bye. I miss you.
I'm not going to ask. At least we have some more light in here now, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess there is kind of a skylight now, isn't there?
Well, only one thing we can do.
What's that?
Cloud spotting. We will sit and look at the clouds. That's it.
That
All
doesn't
right.
sound like such a bad idea.
You sit and look at clouds for a few minutes. And after those few minutes are past, you hear from outside a buzzing noise.
What?
And then a lot more buzzing noises.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna attempt to roll a perception check. I know damn well what that is.
I don't.
Alright.
Here she is.
And then shortly thereafter, you hear the tap, tap, tap of two sets of footsteps approaching. And Umaraik of the Shisinthe, holes in her face on full display, crawling with bees from into and out of them, steps into view of the prison cell, with Solana right behind her, holding up a book. And I will eventually put up the art of Solana.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There she
Solana.
is.
I want to go on record by saying, and he points to the hole, that wasn't us.
Who's the person?
Solana Wait, are you saying that in character or out of character?
Out of character.
Solana is...
No, not Solana, the other one.
Umaraik was part of the Shisinthe.
Remember the part where you were in the cavern that caved in during the fight at Astral? She was the one controlling the bees.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright, that's fine.
Alright. Umarai looks over at the both of you. So let's start off on the same page here. She holds out a hand, and several very large-looking hornets with red and black stripes fly through the cell bars onto you and start crawling along your necks. These are Kenyako death hornets, specially imported. The poison isn't necessarily fatal, but they are very, very good at injecting it into pressure points. Like so. And stab, stab! Two giant stingers go right into the backs of your necks, and you feel excruciating pain radiate through your body. Make Constitution saving throws, the both of you.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Solana, you were cool!
Do they sell popcorn in Astral Laura?
What if they invented it?
Okay, you do not take a level of exhaustion from the pain going through your body.
Oh, thank God.
Lie to me, and they'll sting you less. Am I clear?
Crystal.
Alright.
Alright. Solana...
I'm metagaming scam to just see, did you mean to say they'll sting you more if you lie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, because you said they'll sting you less if they lie.
I meant the exact opposite. I am sorry.
know.
I am very sorry.
That's why I'm here. Anyway, metagaming
I cast
scam
Gift of Gab to say the right thing this time.
That's the scam likely way.
Da 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 da. I'm afraid. Sting you more. Alright. The hornets continue to crawl all over you. Solana pulls up a chair, opens the book. Let's look at the facts. During the attack on Astral, you said you were going to help the elves fight off the invasion of the Oriad. Prince Zodan later attacked himself calling out a challenge to Ravenala, and according to eyewitness testimony from Omarin, you went to help engage him. Minutes later, Zordan retreats, fully intact, along with his force of Oread. Ravenala is nowhere to be seen, and you retreat from Ashran Alora. What happened?
Malafane looks to Quintessa.
Okay. That's not in character.
The way this was televised.
It's as you said.
Then where is she?
There was a fight that broke out. We attempted to hold back and prevent any further damage from happening, but he continued to become the aggressor. When Ravenala came into the fray, I actually forget what happened leading up to the bag of holding incident. Can someone remind me, please?
Oh yeah, for sure, because it's burned forever in my memory of how Prince Zordan and Ravenala were going at it, and we were trying to get them to see reason, and neither would, and we tried to get them to stop fighting to tell them about something, but they wouldn't. So that's why we put her in the bag, because they were both trying to kill each other, and we didn't want to let either of them die.
Ravenala showed up on the field and then engaged in combat with Zordan. We didn't exactly want any more bloodshed to be taken, so Malafane just kind of hesitates.
Ravenala was trapped in a bag of holding. The bag ripped, and she is now in the astral plane.
Umariak looks over the both of you. So let me get this straight. You attempted to end a conflict between a man who was fully intent on invading the city and crushing us under his heel, and the woman trying to protect us. And you decide the best way is to attack the woman trying to protect us? Her fist clenches, and you feel more stabbing pain at the base of your spine. Another Constitution save, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I have Indomitable.
You want to use it?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. The both of you are still fine, but that shit is starting to really linger and really hurt right now.
Alright. No. We had no say. We were siding with Ravenala, me and Malafane.
So, what? Did you do literally anything to try and stop that, or...?
Yes, I was fighting against Prince Ordan.
Solana is gonna go ahead and make an insight check, because you basically immediately stopped fighting Prince Zordan right at the start of the conflict, and she'd be like, wait a second. Oh, her wisdom is actually pretty bad.
Oh
okay.
No. Is this one of those times where a low wisdom roll is good, or a high wisdom roll?
She looks over at you, Quintessa. I saw you fight, Quintessa. And I saw what you planned to do with the Oread you managed to take prisoner, or heard what you planned to do. Immediate execution. Surely you would have raised some more objections than just continuing to fight Prince Zordan when the rest of your group apparently turned on Ravenala.
I tried, but Prince Ordan injured me to unconsciousness. I was a bit, let's say, out of mind after that.
And how do you remember the bag of holding?
I was brought back, just in time to witness it.
If you look through...
Umariak does not believe you. I'm not even going to have her try to make an insight check, because that's not in her personality right now.
Okay.
May I add something before?
You absolutely may.
I don't think this will change the circumstances, but I'm just gonna, just for the sake of flavor. If you look through my belongings, you'll find the item in question.
The bag of holding?
What was that?
Which item?
Oh, yes. Yes, the exact one. I took it from our companions.
That.
Alright, Umariah looks over at you. You are full of shit. And she sends a bee right down your mouth, Malifin.
Oh!
Well, they're not in my eyes, they're in my mouth. Cool, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, Quintessa, you feel another sting at the base of your spine. Malifin, this one's in your throat. You have a disadvantage on Constitution saving throw.
No!
Yet
Just him?
still.
Oh, goddamn!
Goddamn, Malifin! What the fuck have you been eating besides peas?
Apples.
Alright. Pain's starting to get to you, Quintessa. You take another level of exhaustion.
Okay.
The exact item. My ass! She just said the bag of holding was destroyed. You know what happens to destroyed bag of holding? Pfft. They're out of here. They're useless.
Yes. That's what I saw.
Solana rolls her eyes. One would think that two partners would be able to keep their stories straight, but I guess not.
Like I said, the bag ripped, and she was gone, and Prince Zoldan retreated.
Solana looks up from the book. Where are the rest of your companions?
I don't know.
You're going to have to try harder than that. I really don't want to imagine the pain you must be going through with more of those stings running through your body.
I'm going to tell a half-truth. The last time we were with them was just outside of the swamp.
Where would they be now, would you imagine?
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you.
Unfortunate, says Solana. If that is the case, and you admit to doing nothing to stopping Solana's disappearance, not Solana's disappearance, fuck me, to stopping Ravanalla's disappearance, you admit to suddenly turning against the defense of the city, there's nothing to be done for you.
I couldn't.
Perhaps.
I was
You're right.
injured. I would have stopped it.
You're right. The actions that were taken are inexcusable, and it may seem like there's not really much that can be done. But perhaps we can offer our own services in exchange.
Umariah laughs. What the fuck do you even think you have that'll make this right?
These are the most profane elves I've ever encountered in my life.
It's Umariah.
Yeah.
Not just Umariah. Yeah, Umariah and Amaran are both wood elves, though, so...
Yeah, oh, that's fair. That's fair, okay.
Malifin takes a very deep breath, praying to God that this will work. What if we were to travel through the astral plane to retrieve Ravanalla?
Umariah raises an eyebrow. Solana sighs. We looked through your belongings, Malifin, and we found a map of the astral plane. Not having it on you would be a detriment of some kind, yes, but you've shown some skill with map-making before. No doubt you would have memorized several of the pools that could get you out of the astral plane. It would be very easy for you to just leave, go to somewhere far away, and never deal with Ravanalla or us again.
And yet, why haven't I, then?
Lack of opportunity.
That's a stretch.
Is it?
Ravanalla provided me the insight that I have with the whereabouts of my mother. I have a debt to pay to her. If I didn't, please give us this opportunity. I want to help as much as I can. We want to help, if we can.
I would like to believe you, Malifane, but you have to understand I don't. That's the nature of mercenaries like us and like you. In the end, you're out for your own security, and your own security would not involve saving Ravenala.
It would to him.
Mariah holds up her hands. Okay, yeah, great. Talk about honor and debt and all that bullshit that doesn't even matter. We both know you have no reason whatsoever to even come back.
Did we ever tell them about Rancor?
No?
I don't even think they're going to believe us.
Oh god, fucking say it.
On the contrary, I think we do. Haven't you noticed the discourse and chaos that's been going on within Irion as of late?
It's Irion. Everyone hates everybody.
True. But I don't think all of this just happened naturally.
Oh my god, here we go! It's conspiracy theory time! Hey, Solana, you got any popcorn? I'd love to hear this shit! And you get another sting directly to your throat, Malifane.
Oh, fuck.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Oh.
Nice.
Not you,
Nice.
Quintessa. You're not talking about Rankle. She's not focused on you right now.
I
You,
didn't
on the
roll.
other hand, Malifane, oh god, that hurts so much! Your talking hurts so much!
Okay, but they still got the nice number.
You still got the nice number.
That's a win in my book.
But not in the 5e book.
Not so much. Listen to me. There is... Actually, I don't even know... Oh, shit, I don't even know... Okay. I'm sorry, I am actually...
Recollect!
No, it's not even that. I'm actually kind of panicking now. I don't even know how to go about phrasing this. Oh, God.
You can do it.
Do they know about Old Ram? No, wait! Solana Wood! Solana Wood! Solana, you remember Old Ram, right? That man is not who he seems. We encountered him before. He is the one responsible for all of the events that have partaken leading up to this war.
We're not dealing with your wild theories right now, Malifane.
It's not a theory.
We are dealing with what happened to Ravenala. You're trying to change the subject as a distraction.
It's not a distraction. You said yourself that I would not have a reason to return. But if that's true, why we are trying to undo all of the injustice that is going on right now. And if we die, if we aren't able to come back, then all of that will be for naught.
Solana just looks you over, raises an eyebrow. Umariah laughs. Oh, would you hear that? That's so cute! See, they're martyrs and chosen ones now! Obviously, it's a great injustice ever inconveniencing them! Clearly, we should be thanking them for all they've done for us so far.
No. Because I'll admit, I failed you. But he is offering the chance to make it right.
He is offering nothing but words, and surely you can understand. Belief in words is very, very strained right now.
You're going to kill him. What reason would he have to lie to you?
saving his own skin. Be reasonable, Quintessa. Everyone would lie if it would mean living another day.
Some. Not him.
Solana looks over at Malifane. I believe that you believe what you're saying, Malifane, but you have to understand, it's quite a few leaps in logic to get there.
What exactly can I do to prove to you that I mean what I say?
Do you have anything material that matters to you, that you would give up to us, that you would give into our custody until you bring back Ravanala?
I'm actually trying to decide which item I should... Oh no. I hate this, but I think it would make the most sense. I do. Do I ask them to go through my belongings? Do I just inform them of it, or...?
If it's the Mortis Memoria flower, I'm reasonably sure it's still in Scam's bag of holding.
Which he
That's not at all what I was thinking of, but okay.
Okay.
I mean, related to it, but no.
Solana's already indicated she's been through the belongings enough to see the map of the astral plane in it, so she knows what's in your belongings, you just have to inform her what's in it.
Yeah.
There is a rapier with a crescent-shaped hilt. That rapier belonged to my mother. It's a family heirloom of sorts. If you're saying that I must give up an item to prove that our words mean something to you, you may hold on to it.
Solana slowly nods. Umarayek looks ready to send some more bees your way, but Solana coughs. I shall bring it up with the rest of the Shis and Fae. We will inform you as soon as possible what their decision is.
Your words mean a lot, Solana.
Let us hope yours mean just as much. And
Malifane nods.
Solana walks away. Umarayek waits until she's out of earshot, turns to the both of you. Personally, if the two of you just get lost forever, I wouldn't mind. But hey, not up to me alone, is it?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah, the hornets fly back to Umarayek, and she starts kind of hovering on this cloud of bees and hornets floating out, and you can see from around the corner she conjures another below Solana's feet, and they use the hornet clouds to fly out back down to surface level.
How the fuck did you make that work?
To be honest, I have no idea. But if it means earning back any iota of trust with them, well, I hope it'll be worth it. We have a lot of thinking to do.
I can't. I feel too sick.
Malifane hugs her.
She just, pretty much collapses into you.
Oh.
Alright. Meanwhile, back on the surface, before you head back to the tavern, Momo and Corellian, because I know Scam's heading straight back to the tavern to reconvene, was there anywhere in the city you wanted to look?
I don't think so, not particularly. You?
No, not really. I think I'm good.
Alright. In that case, you reconvene back at the tavern.
Okay, so, here's what I'm thinking, guys. We just let him die, because I've found nothing of use in breaking them out otherwise. I don't know what else to do other than just let them die and abscond with their corpses. No? Why no? Please, have you found any information that is useful to an alternative plan?
No, not in particular. Although, did you see that building on legs by any chance?
The fuck what? No, I was in here drinking for the last 30 minutes.
God, I wish that were me.
The building got up? Okay, guys, cut our losses. We need to go. This is a lot worse than I was expecting. We should just leave.
Well, no. It's actually, honestly, probably wouldn't be as bad because the building being up in the air means there are, less people who have access to it.
Good point. Wait, what were the legs made out of?
Metal, same as the rest of the building. It was clockwork shit. Tinker shit.
What if we break the metal, send the whole place crashing down?
Yeah, and that would kill them in the process, probably.
Hey, we can revive them. We got the means.
Yeah, let's revive the prisoners in the midst of, a massive building crashing into the rest of us.
Spitballing here, man. I don't know what to do. The only fucking plan of actual strategic value I'm able to have today was finding out where Hesper is buried. Which, by the way, I know that now. I know where she is. And I know that her body's there. So, right pickings. That's the easiest thing we're going to be able to get away with. This whole prison business, I don't know. Everything about that is way too nerve-wracking for me, man.
I thank you for looking into that scan, but the living have to take care of the living. Momo, you
Why?
have the ability to cast sending. You could always contact them and ask them what's happening. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's find out how they're doing. Not that I care, just on the record. I don't personally care about their well-being. I just want to know if they're dead yet.
I'm gonna cast sending. I'm gonna talk to Malphine. Say, Mal, it's Momo. We're trying to get you out. What's going on? Are you okay?
Plenty of room for the message.
Yep.
You're on mute, Scott.
25 words, right?
25 words.
Let me think. I'm trying to type this out.
Fair enough.
He hasn't responded yet.
It's fine, he's probably brushing his words. I mean, we've all used sending enough to know how that.
We may have talked your way out of prison. But see what happens the next day. More info for you soon.
Alright, that goes through.
He said that he may have gotten him out of prison.
What? No! That was our job! God, even in prison, Malphine finds a way to make things not fun.
He said that we should wait until the next day. Am I right, Scott?
Yes.
I kind of feel bad.
Why?
Sure, they didn't use the disguises like us, but on the other hand, we are also war criminals for the same accountability. And it was technically my fault that she's in the Astral Sea in the first place.
it was not just your decision. You can't put that on
I was the one who cut
shoulders
the bag!
singularly. It doesn't matter. You may have been the one to wield the scythe, but there was a lot more involved, Momo. You can't just take that on yourself entirely.
What else can I do?
Well, we can see what happens to them tomorrow. We always have sending. You can always get in touch with either one of them. If there's no response, then you have another handy spell that we could use to find them.
His eyes sort of widen a little bit and he exhales just...
Like Scam said, it's not ideal, but it's a contingency. And we need one of those.
So what do we do now?
Well, honestly, lay low. We're not going to benefit anyone by, doing anything stupid until we know exactly what's going on. So, yes, Scam.
I'm just actually really fucking mad that somehow, even from prison, Malafane and Quintessa continue to disappoint me. I was expecting... I bought 5 gallons of popcorn!
You bought 5 gallons of popcorn? Where?
Don't ask, okay? Don't worry about it. I was gonna make an event out of the execution, and I had a plan. Fuck. Okay, no, I'm good. Good.
Yeah, alright.
Good.
Yeah, you definitely seem... Uh-huh.
I was gonna...
Can I have some of that popcorn, please? I'm kind of hungry.
You fucking touch it, you get your hand cut off.
Children, please.
Listen, enough of all that hoobastank. Let's talk about the brass tacks, okay? If Malafane has supposedly found a way out of prison, it's probably gonna suck for us. I'm just being pragmatic about it. So, like...
100%.
100%. Like, we're all in agreement that whatever it is sucks for all of us.
Oh yeah, you don't get out of prison without, making some decisions.
So either
Processes.
he's sold us out, or he's petitioned for something stupid and suicidal.
If we were sold out, we'd have known by now.
Maybe that's what the elves want us to think.
Oh my god.
Actually, give me a second, because Roll20 crashed on me, and I need to look up something really quick.
Great.
Oh boy.
Momo or Corellian, are you trained in perception?
I am not proficient in perception.
Okay.
Alex, I'm gonna pee on your carpet again.
Are you trained in perception, Momo?
Are you proficient?
I think so.
Does it
No.
check box
it does
fill
not
that?
check mark.
No.
Okay. In that case... Oh, but the guy's got scale mail. As you talk about this, you see a couple of... Momo, you see a couple of elves at a table across the way, glancing at each other, whispering occasionally. One nods, gets up, and heads out of the tavern.
Did I hear what they say?
Just to clarify, hold on. I just want to clarify, just in case any bullshit's about to happen. We were definitely speaking as quietly as possible to each other during that whole conversation.
Of course!
We would not... Just...
That's funny! That's funny! I remember Momo saying, "But I was the one who cut the bag!"
Imagine hearing
Oh.
I want honestly thought we were in our
Hey,
rooms.
So hold on, real quick, just before this continues. Alex Beckham, do you expect us to roleplay whisper each other through the internet?
Yeah, I
that's
do
a
not.
lot harder to do.
I do not do that. However,
making sure.
Do you not expect me to take a line that was at a much different volume than other lines and expect maybe that's at a higher volume than whispering?
Yeah, sorry, I thought we retreated to our quarters.
I thought we were in our rooms.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I
didn't
was under the
specify
impression
where
that
we-
you were just in the
Yeah.
middle of the tavern.
Since we didn't specify where we were, I was also under the assumption that we had retreated.
In
but
that
to be
case,
fair,
do not mind me.
Okay.
There is no
All right,
guard.
Okay. Yeah, so that one is on us. We made an assumption we forgot to rope you in on it, so that's on us.
Yeah,
that one's
sorry.
on
Okay.
us. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, no, I think we all gotta clarify.
We are in our rooms.
Yes. No, we would not be having a conversation.
Like this, in public.
No. Fun times.
Fun times.
Inhale.
So.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, that was weird. I thought I saw someone at the door.
Yeah, they would not be able to hear you through the door.
So... Okay, so what are we gonna... Okay, look, what are we gonna do then? Because... I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know what to do in regards to Mal and Quintessa. Okay, like, what if, and I'm just spitballing here, they are released and they come to us being like, yeah, we bargained our way to prison, we just have to do this, or we're now expecting this. We can just say no, right? Like, why would we help them at this juncture in any sane world?
Technically, yes, we could, because we were not the ones privy to the bargain. However, we are basically inescapably associated with the two of them.
But that doesn't mean we...
I can't believe
I can't believe
He was put into the astral sea.
that.
Yeah, I'm transcended. Yeah. Listen, I just... Give me one good reason. Not even about that specifically. In general, that we, the three of us, should have to tolerate those two any longer. And don't give me the answer of, because I'd feel bad. No, you wouldn't. Be honest with yourselves. You wouldn't.
I mean, as much as they are selfish, naive people, I still consider them friends. Sure, I know they've... Listen, they've both done us wrong many times. Especially Contessa, but... I've known them for a while. I've known Malifane for a long time, and he's certainly helped me a couple of times. As much as I would rather not, and go on my way and never have to think about them again, I still care about them. I still consider them friends and I would help them.
I want you to understand that when you hear this coming from me, you know that you're fucked up. That's toxic, man. That's toxic. Hearing that from me? Wow. I understand where your heart is at, Momo, but damn, that is an exceptionally toxic friendship. I don't even call it a friendship. That's toxic as hell. They wanted to leave you for dead. Jeez.
He kind of winces at hearing that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt? Is that wound still fresh? Yeah, because they've been nothing but shitty to you and you keep giving them kindness in turn. Why?
I don't know.
What about you, Kay? Why you? Why do you care?
Because without their expertise and abilities, we're even more fucked than we already are. And when it comes down to it, I feel I have a responsibility to poke at Batarans, if nothing else, and I want to fuck up that mind flare, and it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to do so without elevated contesting.
In the time that I have known them, and you've traveled with them longer, sure, I hear you. In the time that I've known them, the two of you, I would say the three of us, but I don't want to make it sound like a selfish, oh, I'm in this one too. No, the two of you have done more than I've ever seen those two being capable of, body, soul, and mind. Okay? I understand your perspective, and I hope that you can understand that my perspective as the outsider is that those two are a fucking liability for my safety and the safety of everyone they meet.
Caroline sort of nods. I understand
Momo,
the perspective, Scam.
Momo nods as well.
However, I know. However, but I am not allowed to stand by while someone like Rankle still exists in this world, and fortunately or unfortunately, as complicated as it may be, there are only, 1, 2, 3, 4 other people who believe that Rankle exists other than me, who believes that he has something to do with all of this shit. I cannot stand by while Rankle is still alive.
I know nothing about this mind flayer other than I agree with I fucking want him dead too. Okay? There's only room for one conspiracy maker in Irion, and that's Scamuel Thelonious Likely.
Well,
He's basically the reason all of this is happening.
let's
Yeah,
get
if anyone-
you caught up in detail then.
Yeah, that might be useful. But
So-
I have to say, before I even hear any detail or no detail, it doesn't change the fact that you are resting the hopes of Irion on including a homicidal, shut-in, librarian, amateur writer, wannabe adventurer, romantically confused toxic lady, and an exceptionally hypocritical mama's boy. That
Feel
does.
better, Scam?
What was that?
Do you feel better, Scam?
Slowly, it's building. It's like a snowball
Alright,
effect.
yeah.
I'm getting there slowly.
Alright. Okay.
But like, I'm just. It baffles me to have the perspective that you two have. I've never thought people who act like that where I come from, where I've grown up, they get bumped off. They get kicked out of the curb. They are ditched to better service the needs of the many and the society at large. I know. I was one of them at one point. People get what they fucking deserve. And those two have a lot of karma building up against them. Okay? I've done my penance for the most part. I suffered what I had to suffer through. Those two skirted, and that angers me.
Caroline sort of nods, and sort of puts their shield down so it leans up against one of the beds. Unfortunately, I do not have the luxury of being able to pass judgment like that, at least. And, well, actually, that begs a question that's been on my mind for a while. Why are you still around, Scam? Why are you still bothering with us?
That is a very good point. You hate them so much, and very well know that me and Kay don't want to get rid of them. Why are you still here? Why do you care?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm hoping that I'll see the two of them get killed eventually. You know?
I don't think that's it. I'm sorry, I just get it. There's something else.
Ooh, Momo, understand that I've never wanted to punch you before, ever. But you're getting really close to me wanting to defraud you financially.
I don't know anything about money, so...
Yeah, that's why you'd be an easy target. Anyway, look, okay, the reason I'm still here, despite my hatred of those two so much, is because against all odds, against everything I've ever done in my entire life, and all the things I've strived to accomplish and get away with, somehow, some way, I have found that I give a shit enough about the two of you individually as people that I wouldn't want to walk away and leave you to die with those two. It wouldn't sit right with me to leave you with them.
Curlian has a bit of a smile on their face.
Oh, what?
Well, that was like pulling teeth, wasn't it?
Oh, you smile all you want, you smarmy fucks. You can say anything you want, but it doesn't change the fact at all. Okay?
That's Scam.
There is a knock at your room door, and you hear, I heard some shouting in here. Is everything alright?
I open the door. Oh, everything's fine. It's all good in here. You know, don't worry about it. We were actually just we were having a bit of discourse over where we were going to go next in our travels. You know, tourist shit.
Bit of a heart-to-heart.
Oh, of course.
I've been saying Port Mirandu for the last 20 minutes, but these two fuckheads keep saying Damodar. What the fuck? I don't get it. You know, it's like
Demdor, right?
Yeah, I would strongly recommend against Demdor if my opinion counts.
That's what I would. That's why I was yelling at them because they were being fucking idiots.
Thank you for checking in. I will have you know, I just said Demdor so that he wasn't technically lying about that.
Okay.
You just caught Sam off guard so hard. Oh no. Hey Alex, real quick. Do I have any warning that that's about to happen?
Corellian, Momo, and Scam, you see the image of a gnome around Scam start to flicker.
Wait, I see it too?
You see it too, yes.
I will very quickly cast Disguise Self just to maintain it as it flickers.
I'm gonna cast Enhance ability on...
No, don't. I'm good. Don't do it. Save your spell slots. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'll do that. Scam like...
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and roll Arcana to see if she recognizes what exactly spell you just did in front of her. What the fuck?
Yo!
Sorry about that. I sneezed.
That feel when you're trying to get the party together.
Not gonna happen on my watch. Sorry, I sneezed.
Bless you.
Anyway, good day. I closed the door.
Okay.
Oh my god!
broken the DM.
Oh my
You broke
god.
the DM.
Only you can see him.
Eyes wide and
Hands
just
up and take Scam by the shoulders, and you feel like maybe little pinpricks of Corellian's claws in your shoulders, and
Fuck.
Scam.
Corellian, I just lied.
Scam. How long does that last?
An hour. I can do this a lot of times a day.
How many is a lot?
I just use one, and I can.
How many?
In total, I think I can use this about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more times. That's 10 more hours on top of this one. That would be
sideways.
More scan.
All right. Well, it looks like
he just told a lie. Wait a second. Did the form end, or did it just shimmer when I told a lie?
it shimmered.
It shimmered.
Okay.
Once the minute passed, it was just gone immediately.
Oh, it's gone. I know the illusion is gone.
I thought
I was doing so good.
Corellian's claw just sort of tightens around one of your shoulders. Scam. Well, I think our decision was made for us, and that is we should expedite all the business we have in Astral Laura.
We need to go.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
That means we wait and see what happens with Malefin and Quintessa. Should shit go down, we're gonna be doing something.
Hey, I want
Almost
Alex.
like
No
shaking.
matter what.
I want to try something, Alex.
Okay.
I want to make myself, just very casually craft a tube, a nice long hooked tube, hollow. Yeah, okay. Think of like a candy cane shape, but like a tube that's just hollow. Not like that's maybe about like the size of like a quarter around. I want to fashion that together. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty easy for me to make things we've established. And then I want to climb into the bag of holding and hook the tube outside the lip and hide it under the flap so it's still sticking out. And inside the bag of holding, I want to see if I can breathe through it.
I'm assuming you're still in oh fuck mode and kind of breathing heavily and rapidly, but
You are on
if the tube
some
is not
bullshit.
100% inside the bag, I think you can breathe, rules as written.
Okay, cool. Counterpoint. How about I just stay in the bag, guys?
You are on some bullshit.
It's all good. Scam starts climbing into the bag. It's all good.
Mama's gonna grab Scam by the shoulders and pull him back, and
No,
then
just put me in the bag. Put me in the bag,
He's
Momo.
gonna cast calm emotions on him.
Put me. Momo, I would like to humbly request that you put me in the bag if you don't mind.
Oh, that's creepy.
In the bag. Please put me in the bag. I'm dying inside. Put me inside of the
Wait.
bag.
Scam, don't you have a thing that you can do with different sets of tools? Where you're pretty good at them?
Well, I can make such a tools magically over the course of an hour. That is correct. It's something I am capable of doing when I'm not shitting my pants in fear like I am doing at this current moment.
Well, not technically at this current moment.
Man, during calm emotions, I can still feel you radiating.
God, that's so creepy.
I've come to an anatomical discovery regarding this spell. While I am
really regret
indeed
tossing this.
mentally remain calm, this spell has done nothing to affect the biological functions of my body. So my mind, while calm, I can feel my heart beating against my rib cage and my bowels quiver. So
Minutes
this
up.
is
Minutes up.
Scam. The tools you make are you good at only some of them or all of them or
I can make any tools. I'm not good at all of them. I can make any of them though.
how good would you be with a disguise kit?
I don't know. I've never tried a disguise kit before. I could try. But I'm green, and my ears are big, and my teeth are pointy.
He's so whiny. I love him.
I miss the angry scam. The angry scam, come back, please.
I don't know how to revert the spell. I apologize greatly.
Are you concentrating? Can't you just think of something else?
Is it concentrate?
It's concentration for up to a minute, and the minute was up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still hyperventilating, but
It's gonna be. Look at me. It's gonna be okay. We have a day to figure this out. We'll get more information in the morning.
Scam reaches and grabs Jabidi and begins to anxiety play the saxophone.
How about we don't bring more attention to ourselves than necessary?
I scream
like,
into the saxophone.
Something you could fidget with or something. Just scream into the bag of holding instead.
I put my head in the bag of holding and scream.
There's another knock at the door. I really should insist you get to Port Miranda and not Demdor if you're still arguing about that. It sounds like you're arguing very fervently.
Thank you. Our friend is having a bit of a panic attack. He'll be fine eventually, I hope.
I take off the bag of holding. I go, there's so many tall people here. They're so tall.
We'll do our best to get him quiet. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I put the bag of holding around my head and just muffled come through the bag. I just go, Momo, cut the bag. End it. Cut the bag.
Momo,
we just let him asphyxiate, Momo.
Huh?
Should we just let him asphyxiate?
No.
I'm standing up straight and then just going. My breathing gets more labor.
Momo's gonna lift the lip of the bag over his nose. Just listen to me.
Half of me is in a dimension that the other half of me is not.
He lifts it up further enough to where his ears are kind of poking out and his eyes are up. Just, look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking.
It's gonna be alright. It really is.
I know
you don't believe me.
I really liked being a gnome.
I actually do.
I feel like there's a bit to unpack there, but we're just going to ignore that.
But we will figure this out. We may not always do it successfully, but we do somehow always figure out a way to get out of these situations alive.
And I mean, we could always just asphyxiate you and cast Gentle Repose and put you in the bag of holding.
I'd rather not do that.
Honestly, it might be the better choice for everyone here. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, it's actually not a bad idea. If I die, and by die I mean by my or your hand in this room, please put me in the bag of holding and bring me back after we're out of Ashranalora. Maybe an extended period of death will calm me down, because I'm fucking freaking out, dudes.
I really would rather you not die.
Yeah, if we don't get to be that lucky. You don't get to be that lucky.
Oh, come on. It would be so easy.
Alright, listen.
Please don't die.
You can cast Disguise Self. You can become invisible. Should all else fail, you can fucking fly.
Yeah, no, I can fly. I'm Scam Polonius, likely, and I have rocket boots, and I can fly.
You're really good at magic. You have a shit ton of bizarre magical tinkering devices. We'll sort it out. Don't even have to leave this room tonight.
I'm arcanely talented, and I'm a clever man, and I have dashing good looks.
Oh, it's not that far.
I have a lot of things going for me right now. Okay. Hey guys, we're doing good. We're having a good time. Ashranalora, I believe in us. Put my head in the bag of holding and scream one more time, then pull it out.
Krillin just locks eyes with Momo. Oh gods. I really hope Malifane was onto something.
I do too, because the more he freaks out, the more I'm gonna freak out. I'd really rather not freak out right now because I don't want to cry again.
hold on. Carleen sort of pauses, sort of lifts up the edge of the bag of holding. Scam, I apologize in advance for what I'm going to do, but please let it happen.
Okay, I've been hit on worse ways, so please do what you gotta do.
Carleen casts command and says, sleep.
Boom! I just collapsed to the ground.
Carleen lifts off the bag of holding off his head so he can breathe and sort of like picks him up and dumps him on one of the beds. Right. That should help him at least a little bit.
6 seconds are up.
I cast command sleep.
Oh man, I'd really rather not do that again. That just makes me feel
6
kind of
seconds are
dirty,
up.
you know?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Does anyone else taste copper? Oh, it's because I was sucking on a metal tube earlier, that's why. Okay, so here's my current idea now that I've had a quick cat nap. We put me in the bag of holding with my breathing tube. And that's it. And I can come out if you need me, and disguise myself when you need me.
Sure. What time is it now?
It's around the
Roundabout?
evening.
Alright.
Okay, that's probably the best thing we're gonna get.
You don't even need to leave the inn tonight. We can wait. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
There's a door. There are no windows in this room. It's all
I had a Fey blessing, Corellian, and
Sure
then I
did.
got caught off guard. It was really useful.
Yeah. Oh well. That's how it goes, isn't it?
But one of you spoon me.
No.
Okay. Jibity and Jibity will spoon me.
All right.
So let's wait to hear from Elephant and Quintessa.
I know.
That is a 30-year-long panic attack that was building inside of Scam.
Oh,
Jesus
I wanna
Christ.
hug him. I feel
Don't.
so bad.
He might pop.
Okay. I'm gonna go get food.
Right. If you have any spell slots, actually, I would suggest actually casting Sending again to Malifane, and then just telling him to wait to respond until he knows more, if that makes sense.
I don't think sending works that way. It would be too long.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. I thought with the Sending Stones. Alright, never mind then.
Sending stones can, sending the spell, no.
Okay, gotcha. Never mind then. Thank you. Well, we'll check in with them in the morning then. Here, Krellin will give Momo, like, 10 gold. Would you mind bringing something up?
So, I'll let you guys know what we have.
Just, honestly, Krellin looks over at one of the beds with Scam and Jabini on it. Just whatever at this point.
Oh, wait! I don't need to! Because he has the spell. Let me find it. Oh no. Create food and water!
Have fun with your bland food.
Yeah. Your lemon squares are dry!
Yeah, I'll just go get something. So, he, goes downstairs, and is there, a area where I could order food?
Yes, current dinner is beef sausage, 2 gold each.
And how much gold did Corellian give me?
10.
10, okay. Mola's gonna get 3 sausages.
Great. You get the sausages, head up, and start eating. Meanwhile, in the middle of the night, Malafane and Quintessa, you're woken up again by banging on your cell door from a metal cup as a guard wakes you. On your feet. On your feet.
Gets up.
Yes, of course.
The guard unlocks the door and stands by the edge of it.
You're serious?
The guard is silent.
Walks out.
You walk out and turn the corner. Immediately, you see Solana, Umarayak, and Omarin of the She Synthé standing in front of an opened bag of holding.
Oh my god!
Well, can't say I didn't see this coming.
Oh no!
This is the only method of transport, huh?
The only one we are willing to spare on the likes of you. That is an exact quote, says Solana, looking up from her book.
Wait, hold on. Breaking character. An exact quote from what?
We conferred.
Just us two?
Okay.
What do you mean, just you two?
Nothing. Sorry,
Omarin holds up a hand. No. Weren't you saying that they said they don't know where their buddies are? You see, that seems like the kind of question you'd ask if you knew where your buddies were.
I'm tired.
Omarin's insight is low enough to believe that.
Do we get our stuff at least?
I was gonna say, what of our equipment?
Already in the bag.
Very well. Thank you for putting your trust in us. As little as it may be, it is appreciated.
Solana nods as Umarai picks up the bag and heads over to the both of you. You hear Solana say, "May the gods have mercies on your souls." And then Umarai drops the bag over your head first, Malafane, before pulling it open, stuffing all of you inside. Picks it back up, turns to Quintessa, does the same thing. The bag is then tied closed. You are left in this floating black space, with most of your equipment just kind of floating around in the bag around you, all except for the crescent blade and the map of the astral plane.
Okay.
Oh.
What? The map!
Not the map. I see.
And then you hear, as the world around you shifts and shakes and tears itself open. It's like being at the center of a wormhole, and then everything compresses, is pulled apart, and is compressed again. And Malafane and Quintessa, you find yourself floating in the middle of this vast ocean, for lack of a better word, of just like purple clouds and nothingness all around you.
You know, side note, if we hadn't run into the Anunnaki, I probably would have asked what the fuck a wormhole is.
I have no comment.
Yeah, there are a bunch of like silvery seas, strands of like energy and clouds and stuff, but for the most part, where you are, it is purple.
That's very nice to know.
That's okay.
Just gonna gather my things.
You reach for your things, but since you're floating in the middle of, for all intents and purposes, space water, you're just kind of stuck there, reaching out your hands, grabbing what you can. Some of it's out of arm's reach.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Scott, not Malifane, I only know one thing for sure about the astral plane, and that there's no gravity, so oh dear.
Well, this wasn't exactly the date you had in mind, was it?
No, can't say it was, but at least it looks pretty. Right?
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
Well, we swim, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know what to do.
You scream angrily in the astral void and try swimming, Quintessa. Similarly, that gets you nowhere.
How are we supposed to traverse them?
I don't know.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh my fucking god, you are dead to me, all of you.
What is your Arcana
You're not
score?
actually, but oh my god.
What is your Arcana score?
Understandable.
It is
my
that.
My Arcana is a 3, so I'm just gonna say instead that since I also have no clue what the fuck is going on, I'm just gonna think hard and give you advantage as well.
Thank you, my darling.
Okay,
Yes!
nice! The astral plane is a plane of thought. Physical movement, physical distance has very little meaning here. Travelers in the astral plane move by thinking about moving. In combat, though, walking speed in the astral plane is equal to 3 times your intelligence score.
What?
Ooh.
Yo!
That's fucking awesome, actually.
Alright, I wish to go to my belongings then.
You think very hard about going to your belongings and find yourself moving through the astral plane, grabbing stuff, putting it back into position.
How on earth did you do that?
I thought.
What? I mean, that's great, but...
Think about the things you want to grab, and you'll get them. I just remembered. Your thinking powers must have helped me.
Malifane thinks about Malifane thinks about how he wants to go for his stuff.
Alright.
Hello.
You go for your stuff, grabbing all of it eventually, and putting it back into what bags you have that are not bags of holding, because obviously that shit is gone.
So, this might be a stretch. Correct me if I'm wrong. If we just think about going to find Ravenala, we could do it.
And you might actually reach her. Oh my gosh. It's worth a shot, I suppose.
Alright, hold on to my arm, just in case I don't want to lose you.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to think very hard. You think harder, because you know her better.
Alright. You think very hard about going to Ravenala. Yeah, no, that does not work in the astral plane. It only understands relative direction, not to and from places. So, you open your eyes after concentrating hard on thinking. You're pretty sure you're just kind of going in circles.
Did we move at all?
Some! You moved in a direction, but then you thought, wait, what if she's over here? What direction is she again? And then go, whoo, 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 all over the place.
Goodness sake.
I have a question then. Is there a possibility that your position in the material plane is like greater than, less than, or equal to your relative position in the astral plane?
I'm going to double check the bag of holding, because with the 28 in Arcana, I'm reasonably sure you'd be able to know where the bag of holding drops you. Alright.
I'm genuinely curious about this.
Contents are scattered in the astral plane. It does not specify where, but later it says if you put a portable hole in a bag of holding, it's a random location on the astral plane. So I'm going to assume bag of holding method is completely random where you end up.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, I don't suppose any of this purple looks familiar.
We've never traveled here before.
I don't suppose any of this links up to the map at all. I don't know if you remember anything from it.
I've glanced at it maybe 2 or 3 times. Would it?
What? So here's the thing about the Astral Sea. It's a lot of purple and silver. Without any landmarks around, this could be anywhere.
Is this where our characters die?
Listen, it might as well be. I'm hungry. There are sting marks down my back.
There are sting marks down your back, but
I will personally indebt myself to whoever writes a parody of the Land of the Lost theme song, but only about Quintessa and Malifane in the Astral Sea.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't feel hunger in here, Quintessa.
Okay.
You still have that level of exhaustion from being hungry from before, but like, you don't feel hunger, you don't feel thirst, you don't feel any of that bodily need.
Okay. Fine. I have sting marks down my back. I'm apparently not hungry, but I assume that if we ever find our way back, we will most likely be very hungry after that. So, quite frankly, Malifane, you fucked us. And not in the way I enjoy.
Resounding silence from that.
Sorry, I had to take that in for a moment.
All of this considered, Scam is currently having a really nice dream.
Well, maybe if we move around, we'll find something. I mean, it's better than just sitting here doing nothing.
Move, and we call out her name as much as possible. She has to be somewhere.
Agreed.
Ravenala!
Alright. You continue going in one direction, calling out the name of Ravenala. You do this for what feels like a few hours. And you see, as you keep going, what looks to be a large ship floating through the Astral Sea, moving at a pretty good-sized clip.
Oh no. Oh no.
Why is everyone bouncing?
Well, ours is bouncing for a different reason than my bouncing. I think we're excited about two different things. Mine is significantly worse than what Atlas is excited for.
Space pirates!
There's some sort of life.
Alright, go on.
Well, I don't recall any sort of... What? Come on, what?
No, nothing. Is that a ship? It's kind of like
Looks like it. That's some sort of sign of life.
It's funny, because Astral Sea. Oh, now what do we do?
Well, we could take a look, but I'm not sure how we should even approach it. I guess we could take it cautiously.
I've had no dealings with pirates or anything before.
First time for everything.
Oh, I'm really nervous.
In light of that, I will hold your hand as we approach the ship.
Oh no!
I'd really like to take this slow. Can I roll stealth?
What are you hiding behind?
Not stealth, sorry, perception, my bad.
Sure.
Oh, sure, I'll do so.
Yeah.
Quick, tuck into a ball and roll! Pretend to be a chunk of space.
Look as purple as possible.
Look as purple as you
Tuck and roll, damn it, tuck and roll.
You look on the deck of the ship, Malifane, from afar, and you see that on top of it are several, greenish yellow-skinned humanoids, lithe and fairly muscular, with a bunch of tattoos on them, some of which carry very fancy-looking swords, bejeweled and decked out with all sorts of decorations made out of silver.
Yo! I know what this is now!
That's great, because I have no fucking idea what's going on.
Oh no!
Scam, who is dreaming, I guess, seems to know exactly what the fuck is going on. Shut up, Scam.
That's Sander.
I've been waiting to say that for hours. Shut the fuck up, Scam.
Sander is so puckered right now.
The ship comes closer, and you can see it slowly turn towards your direction.
Oh no! You guys are so fucked!
Do I recognize them?
Make an Arcana check!
Okay, I fucking hope I do, because I know what this is.
So fun!
Yeah, you've heard the stories of the Raiders of the Astral Sea. These are the Githyanki.
Yes!
Oh, okay.
You guys are about to be turned into slaves!
Oh, they're in the astral plane!
The ship comes up The ship comes
Also,
up alongside you as you remember stories of Githyanki raiders appearing from the skies, decimating villages, and then leaving them with basically nothing to come back and do it all again to alleviate their boredom. These are bad dudes, and they just pull up alongside you.
Actually, hold on. They're not going to metagame. Alice and I just had the same thought. Not to metagame, but this might be a really good decision for this to be happening. And I'll talk about that in the post-show, maybe.
Alright. And as the ship pulls up, ropes drop from the side of it over towards you.
Ah!
And you hear, grab them, or we use the harpoons.
Malaphine! I'm going to say to you right now, I love you. This is bad.
I'm expecting a
but I don't like the alternative.
There's only one other alternative.
Grabs the rope.
Alright. Malaphine, do you grab the rope?
What do you think?
The two of you are quickly yanked aboard, grabbed from behind by the two of the Githyanki as another approaches with spiked headbands in his hand, slaps them on both of your heads. The spikes don't hurt, but they are preventing you from moving using astral sea gravity. You're basically bound into ship normal gravity. As a heavily tattooed Githyanki wearing a long trench coat, carrying several daggers and sheaths at his sides, with goggles covering his eyes, approaches, arms spread wide. Well, well, well. It looks like we have rich men. So tell me, rich men, how much is your life truly worth? And that's where we're going to end our session.
I'll be honest, I was not expecting that.
Next time, something I never prepped for when I was first making Fallen Empires, the Githyanki. We'll see you all next week on Monday. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.